introductory series so far, we talked about the human needs and the letters. There are 3 binary coins for the human needs and 2 coins for the letters. These 5 coins give us 32 types in total, which are what we call the OPS 32. Additionally, we have introduced the cognitive functions as a shorthand for combining the letters with the human needs. The functions do carry additional meaning, but we'll leave that for future videos.
Every function has an introverted or an extroverted charge. However, overall introversion or extroversion of your type is not determined by your first function. This is an old MBTI myth that we want to dispel here and now. Overall introversion or extroversion is not even captured by your saviors. You can have 2 extroverted saviors and still be an introvert, as weird as that sounds. The OPS 32, in other words, your saviors and demons, capture your responsibilities and fears. In other words, what excites you and what triggers you.
But they don't fully describe how you use all your functions to engage with the world. This is because you don't just do your savior functions. Everybody does everything. The question is how and in what order of priority. So we want to find a definition that actually captures what's going on in reality.
What is a real introvert? Someone who leaves their biggest voids in the external world and causes themselves recurring life problems because of it. Your saviors alone don't tell you if that's the case. In order to answer this question, we need to introduce another part of the OP system. And that part is called an animal. An animal is a combination of a decider human need with an observer human need. That's it. Since we have 2 of each, we get the following 4 animal combinations.
DI and OI combine to sleep. DI and OE combine to consume. DE and OI make blast. And DE and OE make play. The animals do pretty much what you would expect from the human needs involved and their names. Sleep is responsible for coming to conclusions and setting rules for the self. Consume is responsible for taking in new information for the self. Blast is responsible for sharing processed information with others. And play is responsible for expending energy with and gathering information from others.
Every human need shows up in 2 animals. Essentially, the animals give us more nuance to how the human needs can express themselves, either in combination with one or the other need of the opposite coin. As with the human needs, everybody has and uses every animal. The question again is how and in what order? What are the savior and demon animals and the relative balance between them? Your ops types comes with an animal stack that orders all animals in terms of priority. This stack gives you a fuller picture of how you use all your 4 functions. Just as your function stack, it captures your highest priority, what's balanced in the middle, and where you leave your biggest void.
The 4 animals are paired in 2 coins. It's the opposites that you get from the human needs. Sleep and play are 1 coin, and consume and blast are the other. Sleep and play is called the energy coin because it's related to energy expenditures. Sleep is related to planning and saving energy, while play is about expending energy. We call consume and blast the information coin because it's related to information exchange. Consume is about taking in new information, and blast stands for sharing processed information. Everybody has 1 energy savior and 1 energy demon. Everybody has 1 information savior and 1 information demon.
So how can we stack all of them? Your 2 savior functions always give you your first animal. For example, if your savior FE and savior SI, your first animal is blast. With that, your saviors decide if your first animal is an energy animal or an info animal. Your second animal is always your savior from the other coin. Hence, if your savior is blast, your second animal has to be sleep or play. The third animal in your stack could be either one of your demons, and the fourth is just whatever's left. This gives us 16 possible animal stacks. 4 choices for your first animal, 2 for the second, 2 for the third, and just the remaining 1 for the 4th.
As with the human needs, there is a 3rd coin that describes the balance between the info and energy animals. Unsurprisingly, it is called the info energy coin. Therefore, every type is either information or energy dominant. Which one depends on the top 3 animals in your stack. If you have both info animals in the top 3, you're info dom. It means that you're balanced with information. You're able to let it flow back and forth. If you have both energy animals in the top 3, this makes you energy dom. You're balanced and adaptable with energy. You're relatively easily able to save energy and expend it. So, if you know your savior animals, the info energy coin implies the order of your last 2 demon animals.
So how do introversion and extroversion tie into all of this? Every animal is not just info or energy, it's also either introverted or extroverted. Consume and sleep are the introverted animals, blast and play are extroverted. Both your savior animals can be introverted, both can be extroverted, or they can be mixed. Now we define someone as introverted if both their introverted animals are in the top 3 of their stack. This implies that they have an extroverted animal last, which means that they leave their biggest void in the external world. Conversely, an extrovert is someone with both extroverted animals in the top 3 of their animal stack, or in other words, they have an introverted animal last and leave their biggest void in the internal world.
This relates to a common theme in the OP system. We define types by the voids they leave and the recurring life problems that come with that. With the new animal coins and these definitions, we can slice the board of types in half to get a first overview of the introverted and extroverted types. There is so much more to say, not just about introversion and extroversion, but also about energy and infodoms in general. But we will leave that to future videos.
Now we know how OPS types capture responsibility and fear, how you engage with the world, and the voids you leave. The next part of the system that we're going to introduce is a bit different. It's about sexual energy. Every function can either be feminine or masculine, flowy or pushy. This gives us 4 different variations of all the types we introduced so far.
These types can come across quite differently, even though they do have the same core fears and leave the same voids. But more on that in the next video.